Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Pretty cool little car, giving me a little bit of trouble, so if you want to see what it is, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So, as you can see, I've got something going on here. And just wanted to do what I thought would be a quick little build. Well, things have changed and yeah, it's not so quick. And I'll explain why. But here's what I'm building. Plymouth Valiant SCAMP. Now it's a kind of a NASCAR early pavement track car type thing. But I'm going to go more for a dirt track car. And yeah, I'm definitely not doing this paint scheme, so you're going to have to see what I'm going to do with that. But let me show you where I'm at with it, and we'll go from there. So I've cleaned up the body. Still got a couple braces I got to cut out, but I'm leaving them there for now. It does have opening hood and trunk. A little more cleanup to do. Some sanding. Still working on what I'm going to do for a paint scheme, but I'm figuring things out. All right. Nice little car. You know, it's got very good detail in it and everything else. Already flared, you know, things like that. I mean, there's no way you could turn this into a stock car without all kinds of extra work. This is all there is for chrome. You got the front bumper, back bumper, valve covers, and mirror. I'm going to do some modifications to this stuff and probably dechrome it. As for the chassis and the interior pan roll cage, I have been building it, but I'm building it in such a way that it's all in pieces. All right. Now this here is pretty much like an actual stock car. You've got your regular 4-pan, which you can see by the normal hump, but they've obviously cut part of the floor out, squared up the tunnel, you know, and aluminum plates back here, filled in the back trunk area so they could put a fuel cell in. And you can see the remnants of that down in here as well. You know, I may try to fill this in a little bit just so that, you know, it doesn't look like that. Roll cage, a lot of this is very finicky, and it can be difficult to build, so I recommend that you should be more of a seasoned builder to get this done. Main thing is like looking at the instructions, right? For one, nothing has part numbers, right? So you have to guess at all of this stuff, okay? Like there's no part numbers. So some of it, not a problem. Location, trying to figure out the location of some of it is quite interesting. A lot of it does not have location markings, like little indents and stuff like that. And again, with no part numbers, it's you're trying to figure out what's what on this thing. Now, like things like this brace here, there's 2 of them, right? And they go back here, but it kind of shows you where they go. But since there's 2 of them, there is actually a left and a right. Okay, there's a left and a right to these things. And yeah, with no numbers, you have to try and figure that out. Okay. Same thing with, you know, like this bar here where the dash goes. It's very vague on where it's got to go. You know, so you need things in its place to be able to do this. So, but it is a good kit. Same thing down in here in the frame section. Okay. Sway bars, things like that. Like it shows you roughly where it should go, but there's no actual locating holes or anything for it. these things here, there is two of them. They say it goes to the firewall. Part of it goes to a firewall. Like if it shows the star is up here on the firewall, right? So you know it goes there. You know it goes on top of this, right? This little piece here, right? So it goes on top of that. But when you look at the two of them, let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, right here. Okay. One has a flat piece. Let me put you in frame there. So one is flat, as you can see here, right? And the other one is not. So which one is which? You know, which one goes on which side? And without numbers and no indication here that says, hey, this number on the left side and this number on the right side, you know, things like that. These upper control arms, same thing. You pretty much have to put your torsion bar lower control arm in, right? And really it's a very vague locating system on that, but you need to put your steering axle in, or your spindle in, to be able to figure out which upper control arm you need, because this one, if you put this one on this side, the hole is way forward, vice versa, right? So put this one on this side, the hole is way forward, okay? So you pretty much have to glue all this in, and while it's wet, figure out which one of these you have to have where and put them on. So again, and even the heights. I mean, you could have, this was such a loose fit that you could have had this up or down by a little bit. So you almost need this piece, because it's an upright bar, an angle bar, goes across, angle, and up again, right? So you need this because there is a shock that goes through and attaches to the lower control arm. So that'll set your height. Yeah, you just kind of have to put everything together while it's wet. So you want kind of a medium. I've been using the dark green extra thin Tamiya, not the fast set, just to be able to glue it in place, but yet still stay soft long enough to actually modify and push things around. There's an X brace that goes here. Let's see. There's an X brace that goes here in the back underneath. Well, to put that in, wherever it is, right here. Okay, so to put that in, these two little notches that kind of kick out to one side actually sit in here very loosely, and they don't give you a whole lot of room. That sits there, but it doesn't really show. It just says 2 notch beneath floor. Well, there's 2 notches here, like I'm showing you, right? But it actually sits in 2 little notches here as well. So it's got to sit like that. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot that you really need to pay attention to and kind of put things together before you can put other things together. And there's stuff that you got to put together as you're putting other stuff together, so you can put other stuff together, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've got the rims built. It's a very simple car. Even the exhaust manifolds are 2-piece half manifolds. They don't tell you, you know, number 1 and number 2 go together, and number 3 and number 4 to go together. There is no numbers, so you have to try and figure out which one's which and which one goes where. And, you know, this one's actually intertangled with this one, right? This one actually goes through this hole here, so you have to figure that out. And, you know, you're kind of wondering the same thing here. And yeah, it's fun. Intake is a very simple intake. Carb's part of the intake, but I don't know if you can see this or not. The intake's actually a little too small. You see the gaps between the cylinder head and the intake? You see those gaps? It's like, you know, the intake's actually too small. The cylinder heads are molded part of the block, so you can't move them. All right. So, yeah, It's not too bad of a kit, but yeah, for what I was thinking was going to be a quick, simple build is turning out to be not so much. And with very little contact points, I've already fixed this dash bar once already. And as I see, it's now loose again. So there's very little contact points. So you almost have to build things and leave it in a spot, but yet, you know what I mean? Like it's a challenging kit, that's for sure. Detail is great, you know, on most of it. I mean, I got nice detail in the rad. The white is hard to pick up, but probably not going to show it. But it's got nice detail on the rad, dash pad or the bar pads and stuff like that. Even the dash, wherever it is, right here. I mean, it's got really decent gauges and everything. You can paint and do up. There's practically nothing for decals. There is the flames, the stars, and the numbers. I think they're stars. Yeah, the stars. But anyways, yeah. So I'm about to paint this, and we're gonna go from there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the body yet, but I've got some ideas for the cage and things like that. And because it's supposed to be a dirt track style car, um, I'm going to try and go with a factory color on things like the firewall, overspray under here, do some black. Probably do the black first, do the overspray, mask off, and do the aluminum plating like they would have cut it off. So basically, they took a car, cut it up, put a cage in it, threw it on the track. The car, you know, the firewall will be factory, some sort of factory color, and then like a mom and pop type, you know, kids painted the freaking body on it, and there you go, have fun. You know, that's the kind of thing. Semi-gloss frame, cage will be a different color, you know, it just things like that. Something fun, you know, don't want to go too nuts with it. So, yeah, let me know what you think of this. This is going to be a short video, just showing you what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to paint this thing, so leave a like, leave a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. Leave a comment on what you think about this car. Any ideas on something I should do with it. Also, hey, let me know if you've built this car and you've found these same problems. So with all that being said, no matter what you're building, never assume it's going to be easy and quick, but no matter how it is, do it your way. And until next time, later.